I prayed for a home and a family, and it clearly did not arrive in time. Um, I got a home and a family in the end, though. I got more than that. So, you know. But I'm not going to start talking about a higher power. Jesus is a person.
Please, don't hurt me.
But never mind. Alright, let's see if this bitch has something. Sorry, guys. Still. If you can't tell, I'm,
Faster.
not as clear-headed as I normally am.
Freak.
That Griffin head.
You've got a tap. Roof over your head, that's something.
Let's go.
Gonna hunt
Could
bears.
you imagine if, like, I know it's not people, but could you imagine for a second if what type of person it would take to do all this shit to another human being? And I'm talking like from the torture of my
That's it,
voices,
Roach.
which is pretty much what they did. They tortured me for years.
Slower.
And years. I got ripped apart by my schizophrenic shit for every insecurity, mistake, every ounce of and shit that I didn't even do too. But I felt like I did. Even though I didn't do them.
Yes?
I didn't do these things.
Got any herbs you're willing to sell?
I'm sure I can find something.
It tried making me feel like I was racist, like I was less than. They tried making me feel homophobic. What else? And these are not things I am in any capacity. I want to add. I was raised to be very open with both gay and straight people, to be just accepting. No, that's not how the people that raised me lived. That's how I was raised, and that's how I think. Anyway, continuing on. My point.
Where's
is
Lena?
schizophrenia. It
She was getting
literally tried
Then the
everything in
Guardians
its
came
power
and carried
and
her
will
off.
continue
Why?
to do so.
What do they want with her?
I've no
To
notion.
try and make
They
me
don't explain
a
what they
horrible
do.
human being.
It's
Now,
not in their custom.
the problem with this is it only works so long as I'm a good person. Do you get what I'm saying? So, for me, as long as this shit actually bothers me and hurts, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Like, good, let it hurt. Let me feel bad about this shit. Should I feel bad about myself? No. But should stuff like that hurt me? Yes, of course it should.
Farewell.
Like, and that's the other thing. Like, this is the type of shit you it's lost my track of thought because my schizophrenia is making me believe. So this was the other thing. My delusion was that my neighbors were coming after me via some secret technology that I'm pretty sure turned out to be a polygraph. Well, which would turn out to be a polygraph, a 3D audio, some radio equipment, and a computer program that lets you read brain scans. That's the thing. And by that I mean your thoughts. I found an article and everything. I'm not just... I know, crazy people. You know what the worst part about being crazy in the 21st century is? Like, there's technology to back up some of what you believe. literal fucking nightmare. Like, don't even get me started on that. And then, like, telling people, like, if somebody else came up to you and said, oh, did you know that there's this technology that can read your thoughts down to the proper noun and read it back to you using this program? You'd probably say, oh, cool, yeah, what's up? What's up with that? Like, yeah. Now, me, if I come up to you and say that shit, and you know I'm schizophrenic, what's your first thought gonna be? This motherfucker be crazy. Like, the fuck is wrong with this guy? And I'm not trying to make you feel bad. That's exactly how I would have reacted in your position. Because seriously. But it's a stigma. And like in the older days, way back in the past, I would understand that, like, someone's delusions would be clearly irrational. Now, that, you can know that you're crazy and still be crazy. You just won't believe it. You can be aware of your insanity. I know that's fucking insane, but it's true. You can. And that's... Sorry, lost it again. Schizo shit again. This is... I have such a hard time with this shit. Oh yeah, I was talking about how in today's society, like, if you looked it up, somebody's delusions, and there's one thing I should also point out. Delusions, they do have some overlap, like what is the general delusion of the person who's experiencing it, such as people are reading my thoughts, people are spying on me, okay? And it's not just paranoia, and then translates to you're hearing this shit in your head or around you like it's real, okay? Can happen anytime, anywhere, for any reason. So there's really no way for you to gauge it except, like, what's making you paranoid that's triggering the schizo shit. You know, that's the only way you can tackle it. Anyway, at least that's the only way I can tackle it. Let me rephrase that. This shit, well, works for me. It may not work for anyone else. And this is why. Because everybody's schizophrenia, while on the surface looks like it's got overlap, it doesn't really have any overlap. The delusion is unique to the individual themselves. In my case, I believe people far away, who I used to think were my neighbors, are reading my thoughts and then talking back to me. And not just talking back to me, but torturing me at the same time. They'll build me up, tear me down. Build me up, tear me down. Build me up, tear me down. This has gone for years. And there's only one reason you do that, and that's to break a motherfucker. So, my voices are definitely malicious. I mean, you can have positive symptoms, but it's irrelevant. Positive symptoms are the worst of the worst symptoms you could experience because they're the hardest to recognize and the hardest to deal with. Because they're the positive. I mean, have you ever tried staying angry when you want to smile or laugh? Like, just think about that for a second. I mean, you're so pissed, and suddenly somebody says something so funny, you can't help but laugh. And that's sort of what positive symptoms are like. Okay? It's one of those situations where it's like, it's something giddy, something funny, something fun that I myself would talk to another person about, or would make jokes about with. Do you get what I'm saying? Hold on, guys. Oh, it's a peasant spitting at me. Douchebags. Your bigotry is not appreciated. I was treated like this when I was a child. That's true, but I'm also not trying to make you depressed at the same time. I'm an orphan, or ex-orphan. More accurately. I say that, and it still makes me feel like a little bitch because I'm 33, so I'm too old to be like, I'm an orphan. But it is something that happened.
Hey, yeah.
And we continue on. So, positive symptoms. Positive symptoms, and they present. Schizophrenia will present itself like it's a friend or friends, multiple people. Okay. Auditory hallucinations are my main problem. I've had some hallucinations, but unless there were a bunch of magic dwarves.
Let's go.
Sorry. There was definitely a hallucination because unless there were a bunch of magic dwarves in my house carving, golden Norse runes into my dresser, that was definitely a hallucination.
Medallion's humming.
Because that's exactly what I
Place of
saw.
power.
It's like all of a sudden, the left side of my dresser lit up. All these runes came out, started appearing. It was brief, and then it disappeared. Prior to that, it was like everything was out of sync. Sort of. Like, I could tell I was already hallucinating because everything was... it was like there was a shimmer. Or like a mirage.
Come on.
So... and that's... I mean, my reaction at the time was like, okay, let's see where this takes me, because honestly, I'm so... after years of being hammered at by my schizophrenia, I'm just so nonplussed by everything, and so, like, most people would have broken it down, okay? And I did break down a couple times, but I just kept getting back the fuck up, you know? It's the only thing I apparently know how to do, according to my schizophrenia, is not stay dead. Which, let's be honest, guys, makes me one of the smartest fuckers around. Everybody's been chasing that dream since the beginning of time. And all it takes is get the fuck back up. It's, at least with mental shit. Mental shit, the moment you give in and just give up, you're like, oh no, my depression is keeping me down today, and you stay down, as opposed to knowing that your schizophrenia is affecting you and wanting to do something about it, and not just wanting to, but actively trying. It's not easy, I might add. But, like, that's...
Run, Roach.
Normally, when people give up is right off the bat.
Could use a portal about
That's the
now.
other thing. If you don't give up from the start, you generally do pretty well. And I'm talking about depression at this point. Schizophrenia, think of it this